The link is up. All right, boys and girls. We are live, and as soon as Steve gets in here, he's going to me. Happy Friday, yo! And he can handle it from there. Let's see. We need to go to. We're done with this. There we are. Can you hear me, Steve?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep, perfect. All right. I am going to make you the host. So, first time I've ever done this from iPad.
Oh.
Steve Smith, that's you. Make host. Yes.
Yeah, it says I'm the host.
Okay, now you know how to operate everything, how to kick people out in case we get helmet head in there or anything?
Yeah.
And why don't you, can you invite people? Do you have an invite link at the bottom?
Let's see. We should have an invite list link somewhere.
There it's at the bottom. Participants.
I got an invite link.
Okay, and copy the invitation. Don't copy the link. Copy the invitation. And go back to that link that I posted in case knuckleheads have a hard time getting in. They have the passcode.
Yeah, 317713.
Yeah. Now, normally I run it for 2 hours.
Okay.
Till 9 o'clock. But if you want to run it longer, you run it as long as you want.
Okay.
And sometimes I would hand off to Gary. And you can do that too.
All right.
Now I need to go into, I can't make the iPad work good enough. I don't have a camera on my laptop. I have to have that camera array while I'm at home.
Oh yeah. There's Gary.
Yeah, hi there.
What the hell's going on here?
You're asking the wrong guy.
There we are. Jeez. Okay, we want to go to YouTube now. Oh, I can't. YouTube, and I want to edit this set. We're going to sign in.
There's Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Happy Friday.
There you go.
7 watchers. Three likes.
Okay, we're in there. And now I need to go to my videos. We talked about crawling. Woo.
You're on the hotel Wi-Fi?
No, I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
6 views. That's on. Everything's set right. So I did it right today. I did a test run today and tried to set things up to get things going. Yeah, all of them are checked. Good. So that's working. All right. I can shut this one down. Hey, you know what? Let's check the stream. But don't everybody talk at once now.
Okay,
Well, we were letting you talk.
you're okay on my phone. Streaming.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything looks clear there. Yeah,
Yeah, this is pretty damn good for
yeah.
internet phone.
You
yeah.
was good from your car too.
Yeah.
Yeah, good picture and everything.
Still raining there?
No,
Oh, good.
we don't have a big upload speed. We got 24 down. It says connection's fast. Your internet connection should be able to handle multiple devices streaming HD and video at the same time. Okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And we're up to 10 watchers.
But I find it very difficult to use this iPad.
Yeah.
I just use my laptop to adjust the settings there. But this is a gaming laptop. It doesn't have camera in it.
Oh, huh.
So you have to have an external camera.
I see.
Let's see. We got a view. Split view. Oh no, what happened? There it is. This tile. Let's see what we got there. Gallery view. Let's look at
Gallery
that.
view. Mhm.
Yep, no, that's better. This iPad's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got, you know those wheels I showed you, Steve?
Yeah.
I got 18 pair of them. I got tires for 10 lifetimes.
All right.
I bet there's 200 tires in that box.
And that was something picked up today?
Yes,
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to sell them for his wife.
Ah, okay.
You
Well,
know,
if you got any
if,
left when you get back, I'll buy a couple.
well, just tell me what you want.
I don't know what
Tires or wheels?
I guess it would be wheels.
The wheels are like 25 bucks a pair. They would be $50 a pair. That's
Wow.
what I think just what John was wanting for them, because you know they're handmade. But they're 25 bucks a pair, and I think the tires are $5 a pair.
So the wheels have a tire on them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But then there's extra tires as they wear out.
Spare tires, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just like the spare tires I got at home.
Yeah.
I got a lot of spares. But he's got I mean they're nice wheels. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're light.
Well, that's what I put on the Crossfire.
Right.
Yeah, those are nice.
Those are unobtainium and never will get them again.
I know. You might find a lot of unobtainium stuff there this year.
Well, I think it's going to be nickel and dime. You know, I brought a lot of little stuff from John's house. All the engines were gone. Her son had sold them, basically gave them away.
Oh, shoot. He didn't know what he had.
That's right.
Hmm.
You know, $500 PA for 50 bucks.
Oh, no. So his son wasn't into the hobby?
No. He just saw a quick way to make a buck and took it to the swap meet. And I bet the guy that run across him went, all right, look at the score we got.
Yeah.
That's all right. Do you have one of those stunt books like I got, the twin volume that
Yeah.
she gave me one of them that's in the package still. She'd like to sell. I'll put that out. So if anybody's interested, let me know. It's a that dual volume stunt history book.
Yeah.
$225 new. You probably take 200 for it.
Yeah, they're still trying to sell them, so I guess they printed.
Well, hopefully
More.
they fixed the mistakes that they made on my airplane. It always happens to me. My airplane of the year for 2007, and the pictures on there. My airplane's on there, but look at the name. It ain't my name.
Oh, let's see. Volume 2.
Yeah.
2007, is that what you said?
I think so. Has a picture of my Thunderbolt, the very first page.
2000. 2002. 2004, 5. We're getting there.
You know, that's a snazzy paint job when Top Flight copied it, and I never got credit for it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, I'm almost there. 2007. Wind Wiper, Paul Turner.
Yeah, what is that? What is that a picture of?
A Thunderbolt.
My Thunderbolt, right?
I don't know. How can you tell? Doesn't have your numbers.
It doesn't have numbers on it. It's a drawing. It's a picture of my Thunderbolt. If you look at the, like if you look a few years more, you'll see that, when I was on the front row with it, I'm holding it. It's the exact same airplane. When Paul told me that I was plane of the year in 2007, then put the wrong name of the airplane and the wrong name of the guy who built it on there.
Well, now there's a picture of you holding a P-47.
Exact same airplane.
In the 2007.
Right?
Yeah, it's got the little light. It's got the lightning bolt thing on the top of the fuse.
It's the same airplane.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
If there's any more.
I don't mean anything. So what's the difference?
Well, who is Paul Turner?
Who knows? Never heard of him.
Who's it? What's the name?
Paul Turner.
Never heard of him.
Could be his brother-in-law. Who knows?
He got credit for it.
God.
Yeah. Well, Top Flight stole that paint job from me. I called him out on it too, but don't do no good.
Yeah. They're owned by Great Plains, I think. I can't find my medicine.
You have to kill yourself now. I wonder how many people are going to come in tonight.
I don't know.
I bet they were thinking I wouldn't do it. But we were just at the American Legion eating dinner. I said, I got to be there at 7 o'clock or there'll be a lot of whining going on.
Yeah. Let's see. Roy Lane said, good evening, all. Like Kevin, Winship models, my stunt history is correct. It says grumpy old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I already
weird.
I told the publisher about it and they circled it and made a note of it, but on the second printing, they'll fix it.
Of what?
Put
Stunt
my
history?
name on the damn airplane.
Oh, you think they're gonna be a second printing of that?
Well, that's what the lady said.
Oh,
You know how big that book, you know how much work that took to do?
oh yeah, it was years of work. He'd been talking about it for as long as I knew.
Yeah. And then not to get it right. Fuck. You find your medicine?
Must be out in the car.
I gotta go out in the car and get the chargers for these things.
Oh, okay.
So you guys sleep together or whatever you're gonna
Yeah.
do. Take a nap, Gary.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I leave Gary as host, and this is the position.
Yeah.
So
I just got a
I went.
spark.
But
Yeah.
It appeared on my links for Wi-Fi.
yeah, that's me.
It's locked though.
Yeah.
Good. Keep it that way.
Here comes somebody.
There's him.
iPhone 4.
Well, that's Joe Gilbert
Oh,
from the
Joe,
car going
yeah.
down the road.
There's Joe and Colleen.
Can't hear you, Joe. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you. You're not muted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's connecting to audio now. Okay. It's working on it.
Okay.
I think you're connected now, Joe.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're in the car. It may be too noisy.
No, we
No.
heard you. Where are
Yeah.
you?
We're just in Richmond, Indiana, I guess, rightfully. Almost Ohio.
So you're gonna
Almost to Ohio. All right.
you're gonna stop and spend the night somewhere?
In Springfield, Ohio, other side of Dayton.
Well, then you
We
only
got an
about
hour to go.
you're gonna drive all the way through.
No. We're going to stop in an hour.
Okay. Yeah, I got the trailer parked in our spot, and I don't have it staked down because there's always somebody whining about it's in the wrong position, but it's put up.
It'll be okay. We got hammers. We can do it when we get there. Not a
Yeah.
It's not windy.
not a problem.
It was raining. It rained its ass off.
Oh, you put it up while it's raining?
No, I put it up between the
Between
drop.
between the drops.
Between the
Between the
drops.
drops. There you go.
Like we hooked up the trailer. Okay.
Yeah.
It
Dan,
rained on us.
yeah, Dan Winship says, "Hey, Robert, I got a question for you. Is your GeoBolt airfoil 5/8 at the trailing edge after the sheeting or before?"
Let's see. What is that rib template measure that you got there? That's what it is. I think it's a 1/2 inch plus a 1/16 on each side. It's a 5/8 after the sheeting because a 3/8 flap plugs into it. Yeah, it's 5/8 after sheeting. And actually, it's a little more because I use 3/32.
You use 3/32 sheeting?
All my wings are built out of 3/32.
He's
I
got
don't-
room to sand that way.
Yeah, I don't use 16th anymore.
Ah,
The reason being is you end up with a starved and they're very weak.
hmm.
And they're not any lighter.
Interesting.
I suppose it'd be lighter if you weren't a sander like I am, but I sand the bulk of that shit off of there.
Mhm.
Get it straight.
Do you use rib cap 3/16 also then?
Everything.
Yep.
My
Gives you room to sand.
it's actually 332. It's not 3/16. It's 332.
You're 32nd bigger than a 16th.
Right. And when you add the two together at the trailing edge, it's a 16th bigger.
Mm.
So it's like 9/16 instead of half. Let's see, half. Huh?
How wet was the field?
Well, if it was me, I would start putting hay down right now.
It's that wet already. Oh
If-
my
if-
goodness.
In the driveway where it normally gets wet, it was pretty soppy and by the restrooms. But
Yes.
they're not gonna listen to me.
Oh no, but I think it's going to be nice tomorrow, but I think rain comes back Sunday. I think.
No,
Okay.
it's supposed to be nice this
Tell you-
weekend.
I'm getting the weather right now.
Oh, we're getting the weather right now. Got Bob Zambelli in the corner there.
Good. Keep him in the corner. That's a good place for him.
Yeah. Underneath the handle here.
I see him over in the corner. Sure.
Yeah.
He ought to have some aviation weather somewhere that knows what's going on.
He's working on it.
I got it all.
No inverted flying during the rainstorm.
And Carmichael's okay tomorrow. A high of 78 tomorrow, 62% chance of rain. Sunday, thunderstorms, 73 degrees, 81% chance of rain. Monday, 56% chance of rain, thunderstorms, and partly sunny, 78 degrees. Tuesday, rain all day,
Oh no.
48% of rain. Wednesday, partly sunny, 10% chance of rain.
There we go.
There we go.
Thursday, sunny all day.
It'll be what it'll be.
Thursday, sunny all day, high of 84, 6% chance of rain.
Well, you better make good when the sun's out.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Friday, let's see, partly sunny, partly cloudy, high 83, 23% chance of rain. In other words, we got rain every day of some chance or another.
Yeah.
So it's typical Brodak.
But Sunday's supposed to, Sunday and Monday, or especially Sunday, thunderstorms with an 81% chance of rain.
We
all
won't
day.
be here.
Sunday, day after tomorrow.
Oh,
No, the first Sunday. That's what I saw. I saw we got a good chance of flying tomorrow afternoon, but
Yep.
I think Sunday's going to be out.
so we're gonna be going to Sugars.
To whose?
Sugars.
I don't know what sugar's in. I'm thinking
Cafe.
Hartley for pie and ice cream.
Oh, Hartley's. That's right. It's Hartley's.
Terry Forbes is reminding us that 81 years ago today, June 6th, was D-Day. Bless
Yes,
all who
sir.
sacrificed their lives.
Yes, sir.
By the
Yeah.
greatest
ocean was-
generation. We were just talking about that. Them guys were made of iron.
Dude,
They
the
were
ocean
18
was
years
red
old.
that day.
Yeah,
Some of them
man.
lied and got in at 17. The guys at D-Day.
16.
16 also.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them lied about their age, got
Yeah.
away with it.
Sure they did. They thought they were fighting the world. They had to do it.
Then there was Audie
They had
Murphy,
to do it.
Yeah.
5'6", Medal of Honor, the most decorated hero,
Yeah.
war hero in World
In
War
World War
II.
II.
Yeah.
Died in an airplane crash.
Oh, really?
Didn't he?
Oh,
Did
he
he?
did too?
I think he did. Google that right
I know,
quick. I think he died in an airplane crash.
I know Richard Bong, he died in an airplane crash after he retired from the Army Air Corps.
He was flying a P-80 back in the day and had a fuel issue of some sort on
How did
takeoff.
Audie Murphy die?
Who?
Yep.
Yep,
He
Murphy
died
died in a
in a
private
crash.
airplane crash on a mountaintop near Roanoke,
I think it was-
Virginia.
I'll be
That's
damned.
what I thought.
He
I
and
think it was
5 others were
Bonanza,
headed from
actually, but I
Atlanta
don't
to Martinsville, Virginia on a business trip. Bad weather caused the aircraft to
know. That's
crash.
what I remember. Yeah.
May 28th, 1971.
Jesus.
Oh, gruesome bad deal.
And Mr.
Bad
Google's got it all.
Yep, all you gotta
Man,
do
we
is
are-
ask it.
We're almost to the arches of Ohio, Robert.
Yeah,
The arches
Big
of,
blue arch. We're going
Yeah.
Ohio. Yeah, they got an arch over the highway on this road.
you're only
oh,
from right there. You're only about 20 minutes from where I used to live. Right straight down 70, and when you get to 49, that's Troutwood.
Okay.
25 miles from here.
Yep.
you know, there are some
We
people
got
in the country that think the arch here in St. Louis goes over the river.
Yeah,
no, it's not near. It's not near that big.
No.
No, no.
Our job was to clear the way of obstacles for the
I
needy.
remember when they built that. My grandfather was an engineer, and the Joplin Globe had pictures ever so often. And that
Wow.
rascal, they built each half separate
Mm-hmm.
and had
carry
weights
on.
hanging
I'll be
on it.
back.
And when it got close to the top, the heat made it warp. So they got the fire department to cool off one side and make it twist and hooked her together right quick.
Yeah,
Those
they had
guys
a,
were incredible.
they had an
Incredible how
apparatus.
they did
they had an apparatus up there holding it apart.
that. Uh-huh. Those guys were brilliant.
Yeah, they were.
No doubt. I'm kind of surprised the phone's not noisy in here, but it's okay.
No,
huh?
you don't have the windows open.
No. Uh-uh.
Sound clear there.
Yeah.
Over here.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very, very good. We're stuck in the traffic where the speed limit's 70 and somebody's in the fast lane going 65 and they won't get over and the other
Oh.
lane's doing 65. It's the
Full of trucks.
Oh man.
I-70 truck racing. Nobody can pass anybody.
Yeah.
It's what it is. I
Yeah.
can't fix it. You want to say, y'all, if you can't go the speed limit, get over.
Right. There's Ed Waskey. Hello, Ed.
Hey,
Hey,
evening. How you
Good
guys
evening,
doing?
Good evening.
I'm doing
All is
good.
well.
I'm good.
Sparky's in Pennsylvania already, and Joe and Colleen are driving, heading there. I'm stuck at home with the dogs.
Oh, jeez.
You should be there. If you were there, you'd like it.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
Oh my goodness. It's just a beautiful location.
Yeah. Maybe next year if they have it still.
I hope they do.
I do too.
I'm past this truck. I'm tired of following this screen, but he don't get over it. He's getting over it. Good for you. You should have got him a long time ago.
Oh, and she
Now
loves
I'm cooking.
those trucks. The one is going just a little bit faster than the other one, and then they
That's
get
what
on a
they're
hill and they're
And neither
side
one
by
of them can
side the
go.
whole way.
I know. They're trying to make a living and doing the best they can.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a song like that.
I think there is.
Yeah.
So what you up to, Ed?
Hey, just getting a vehicle cleaned up and we'll pack it up tomorrow.
So you'll be heading to Carmichael's?
Yep, I'll get there Sunday afternoon
All right.
Well done.
About
Good
2
deal.
o'clock.
Good deal.
Coming from,
Sorry?
Where you coming from?
That car.
1 hour and 5 minutes south of Rodax,
Wow.
Oh my
West
goodness.
Virginia.
See, that's easy peasy. You could drive home at night.
Well, realistically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, gonna stay in the hotel though.
Oh, that's,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be quite
We
a
always
drive
go
every
there.
day.
that's too far. It's 20 minutes or 23 minutes from Uniontown every day, I think, for us.
Yeah.
So, Roy Lane came in. How you doing, Roy?
Doing good.
Still working on that plane in the background?
I hadn't touched it.
Oh, you haven't touched it.
I'm
Okay.
trying to get some flights in. I'm gonna head to Brodak in the morning.
You're heading out there in the morning. All right.
Oh,
Good show.
good. I'll have to
I
make
wonder-
sure I find you there.
I'm anxious to
I'll
hear from
be-
Paul Taylor if he flew his airplane or not, what he learned.
And Phil Bailey came in,
Good.
Howdy, y'all.
and Ed had something in his hand. It looked like a framework or something.
Oh, well, I could show you something if you're interested. Half A version, Epiphany.
Well, that's nice.
Electric. Pat Johnson did a kit for me. I thought I'd have it done.
The Spitfire?
Epiphany.
Okay,
200 square Epiphany.
cool.
And that, so should be interesting.
If Pat did it, it'll fly.
Yep.
Now, you know you're going to have to fly that at the fly-in, don't you, Ed?
Which one?
The Epiphany. You got to get that finished.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. And my body won't let it happen. And that I'm pushing myself every day, but my foot's right now being soaking as I listen to you guys.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'll probably attempt to fly at Brodak and just bring up a ring rat or something, but that'll be about it.
no, not at Brodak. It's your meet.
Oh, at mine? Oh yeah, there'll be something.
Oh,
Yeah,
what happened?
a whole bunch to pick from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
knock
get you
on
out there
wood,
and
I
get
should
you.
be able to by then.
I hope so. I'm hoping to be able to do it again by then.
I didn't know
What is
that. We park in
It's
the
that
back.
car right there.
We're on the same
I just thought
level.
the truck.
We have to take the elevator or nothing.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I remembered it when I went to the elevator.
He passed us earlier.
That make it all.
We can always move our cars. When all else fails, take the simple route, move the cars.
Yeah, we're on the front side here, but you park in the back, we're on the same level.
All else fails, read the directions.
What hotels are you guys using?
Yeah, this is Quality Inn.
Okay. I got myself at the Comfort Inn and Suites again. Wasn't bad. I liked it.
This is not
Union
much
Town.
quality, but the price is right.
Glenn and
Yeah.
I are at the Comfort Inn in Uniontown.
This is a whole lot closer than Uniontown.
It
Yeah,
is.
we're at the
Waynesboro.
Holiday Inn.
It's right near the airport in Waynesboro.
Right.
In fact, it's right next to the Bob Evans.
Steve's power just went out. So
What's that?
Steve's power just went out.
Uh-oh.
Oops, it must be having storms.
Let me see if I can take it back over.
Yeah. We had just for about an hour, we just had some downpours.
And we got lightning off in the distance, but it's not here yet. We just came
It's
from a car
rained on
show at
us.
Pilot.
It's
Yeah,
rained on
it's
us almost all the way from Tulsa.
Yeah,
Wow.
we got a had a car show up in King. It's really not King, but that's as close as I can think to what it is called. And up toward Pilot Mountain. Pilot Mountain's tomorrow night. But it was beautiful all day, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
the skies parted in a reverse direction. And it's black over top of us, and then it started thundering and saw lightning in the distance, and we just made like a whatever and got the heck out of there. Decided it was time to go. Get that car home, get it in the garage, and be done with it. It ain't. No. Don't need to have that thing out in the storm.
Ah, darn it. Let's see what we got here. This is a, no. This is a dongle. Everyone that I didn't need, I got. Wait a minute, here we
What we
go.
have here is a failure to communicate.
Here we go. Yeah, I think I still got control of this. Hurry back.
He'll get power back.
You'll get he'll
It's a good thing I
Well,
stayed
Mr.
on.
iPad has changed to iPhone for tonight. What are we gonna do with him?
I'm on the highway.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Let me mute this. Somebody must be here.
Well, I'm running an iPad today, but mine doesn't say iPad. Mine says my name.
You have to teach me how to make it do that.
Yeah, well, I'll show you. Somebody's got a window open.
What do you mean?
I heard feedback.
Oh.
Looping.
What?
You might see somebody else.
Phil put it on. You.
Yeah, I think I still got control. Oh, shit. That ain't gonna work.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta go back out to the car and get another cord. For the life of me, I don't understand why they can't make one cord for everything.
Yes. Yeah.
I think the new Apple phone, they went to a different plug. What is it, Colleen? The new one went to the standard USB-C, I think.
I got it. Never mind. I got it.
Yeah, the new ones are standard. They're all supposed to adhere to a new standard now, but will the others comply? Who knows?
I don't have to look.
There we go. We're up and going now. And I guess I still got control of this. It hasn't died. And if I go to end, let's see, end. Yep, I still got control. I guess. Oh, well.
Maybe when Steve went off, it automatically transferred back to yours because it knew you. I don't know
Yeah.
if that does or not. Could have.
Maybe Sparky's just stuck with us.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
How many airplanes did you bring, Spark?
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
I brought 3. You'll be proud of me, Phil. I brought 2 ringmasters. A little
my
ringmaster
goodness.
and a big ringmaster.
I'm just glad I don't have to fly against you. You are no fun to fly against in a ringmaster category.
It's just an airplane.
Yeah.
Just a little airplane.
You
What's
keep
that
on
thing
believing
you're
that,
flying about, the
sir.
rocket?
I've watched you too many times.
Rocket, yeah.
That's all right. Bob Zambelli is going to beat you with a stunt rocket.
He's right. I flew that stunt rocket one time.
Yeah,
Flies very well.
Sure.
It was like a freight train.
Yeah, it
Had to lift
does.
weights to fly that boat.
Like a freight train.
You gotta lift weights to fly that airplane.
What? What do you say?
I don't know.
I said you gotta lift weights to fly the stunt rocket. It pulls too hard.
That's the way I flew a number of Wendy's airplanes, and I found the same thing. They just pull like a horse. It was actually uncomfortable to fly them.
I've
That's
heard
the way
that
he liked.
before.
That's the way he liked to fly, I guess.
Bob, what motor do you got in that stunt rocket?
I got a 1950 Atwood Triumph 51.
Oh, Lord, big, heavy.
1950, and that plane has well over 1,000 flights on it, and the engine runs just as good as the dad installed it.
Isn't that amazing? Thank
What's
you,
that?
Castor Oil. Thank you, castor oil.
Yeah.
I use a 50-50 blend. I use
Is that
Brodak
right?
1023, 50-50
Uh-huh.
blend, castor synthetic. And I've used that ever since. I've had that plane for about close to 30 years.
Yeah, it wouldn't change now. It's working.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing.
I miss
I
that.
watched it
flew it
fly to
this year.
Brodak
Wouldn't
last year,
change
and I
anything.
liked that airplane.
2 days to go. Scott Sellers, Eagle 2. All right. Have you guys kept up with Will Davis's
Yeah.
everyday
I got-
Brodak thing?
I got another plane for you to fly, Joe. My Icarus.
What do you
Junior.
have?
An
The
Icarus Junior. Yeah.
with a 15 in it or something?
No, it's got an ETA 29 rear rotary race engine in it.
Oh my goodness gracious. I flew, I think it's an Icarus that Jim Kraft had. I think he had an Icarus and what was the other one that guy designed?
The Taurus.
The Taurus. I think Jim had both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah,
And both those airplanes were pretty good.
yeah. The guy's name was John Cosby from England.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and
Cosby's right.
he designed the Icarus Junior, the Taurus, and I think he designed one called the Pagan.
Yeah, that was his.
Yeah, he designed. As a matter of fact, the planes of his that I built, I've used the same engine as shows on the plan. It's an ETA, a ringed engine. It was basically a copy of the McCoy 29 speed engine, but it runs more like a Stunt engine. The timing, I guess, is way different.
Is that right? Timing's different. Maybe.
Yeah, you can fly it. I'll have it there tomorrow, and well, I don't know if I'm going to enter anything, but I'd like to see. I've never had anybody fly it. All my friends are afraid of it. So,
Afraid of
Joe,
it.
they're
What's
trying
wrong
to screw you in the ground, buddy.
yeah. Oh, it'll. Well, just keep doing maneuvers. It really
Well,
is a good. It really is a very good
Yeah,
flying airplane.
As long as it'll do lazy H, you can stand in one place and fly it.
That's it.
The what?
Lazy eights. You can stand in one place and fly it.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Or vertical eights, overhead eights, square eights.
It can't be that fast.
No, it's really not that fast. As I say, I'm exaggerating. It just moves along nicely. 4.5,
Sure.
5 second laps.
I fly ringmasters a lot at 4, 6, and 7 lots.
Wow. What do you
I
like?
think
to
you
power
just held
your
up 3 fingers.
What do you like to power
Yeah.
your ringmasters with? What's your favorite motor?
My little engine's the little one, S1's a Brodak 25, Bob.
Yeah, I heard that's an excellent combination. As a matter
For
of
me,
fact,
it is.
that Brodak 25 is it's quite an underrated. A lot of people don't realize what a nice. I think it's as good as the LA 25. I've had them both.
See your watch. Take it off.
Well, the boys took those Brodak 25s and put them on shoestrings and Goodyear type racers.
Yeah,
and they
they're
made them
doing that.
rascals run like a bullet, dude. They run
Yes.
fast and hard.
They were doing it in Australia.
Yes, I think Al
This is nice.
Ferrero's had some fast ones even at Brodak's.
This isn't really an expensive watch, is it?
$20.
Yeah. That's not $20.
Yeah, I've got some expensive watches, but when I'm out playing and stuff. But this is nice because it has a stopwatch.
Yeah. That one does too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that. Now, is that is it a quartz? Is it electric?
That looks
No.
good.
Well, there
Nice
you go.
looking.
It's a Vincero.
Epiphany. So,
I still think that airplane could be painted up like a Spitfire and get away with it.
yeah, a
Which
little
one?
bit.
Which one?
The late Spitfire, the last version.
I make him. Let's see. Maybe I can make him big. No, I
The
can't.
Mark, what, 24 maybe or something, had a little different looking tail.
Let's see here.
So what airplane is that now?
Epiphany. I had an Epiphany.
Epiphany.
Half a size electric.
What's that strange thing in the nose?
rubber band.
New power system.
I'll say quiet as a mouse.
Yeah.
I like that wing. Have you finished it since that? I mean, have you finished another one like it? I was wondering how the elliptical wing works.
No.
I had a plane. Ever hear one called a Starlight by Charles Mackey?
Yep.
I had
Yes.
one, and it was a great plane in calm weather, but when it got windy, it really did some strange things. That's how it met its demise.
You know, a smoothie. You take that Vico smoothie or a Arnold, not Arnold Palmer.
Bob Palmer, not
Bob
Arnold.
Palmer smoothie. Yeah, Bob Palmer smoothie. Man, I'll fly a smoothie in some hellacious winds. That's
Really?
a good little airplane. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, the
I
thing
used to
about
win.
this,
I'll wind flow them a lot.
well, the only thing I can figure is the Smoothie and the Thunderbird had elliptical wings, but they had rounded tips. Remember?
They did.
Yeah.
And half flaps, or 3/4
Yes.
flaps.
Yeah, well, the Starlight had half flaps, but the wing tips came to a very sharp point. And
Yes, they did. They
remember
were
that.
that last rib's not, but is it 3/4 inch thick at the very most? I bet.
Yeah, well, this was a sharp point. It actually came to a point, and the lead outs were one on each side of the point. In dead calm, it worked very, very well. As a matter of fact, I only entered it in one contest, and I was, as a matter of fact, I had about 5 flights on it, and I entered it in a Huntersville contest. I got a 3rd place, which, for a plane I really wasn't used to. And I powered it with a Fox 35 box stock. But then one time I flew it, and the wind was just gusting, but it really, it shouldn't have bothered me, but it did. The plane was so squirrely, I could barely keep it in the air. And especially overhead.
You remember Charles Mackey Hummingbird?
No.
Yes, I do.
And Jim Lee flew one.
He had a Lark. There was a Mackey Lark.
Yeah.
He was a very prolific designer.
He had a Hummingbird.
That I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Lee flew one of those at Tucson. I'm just almost sure.
Jim Lee did.
He did. He did.
I'm just okay. I thought so.
Got to fly it at warp 9 to get any lift out of it.
That's the way he
the
flew
Starship.
the hotter net, but he won with it. He could fly it that fast. Jim can fly that fast and make it work, but man, I built a hotter net. It was just too hot for me.
And what was it called?
Hummingbird.
Hotter than that.
Hotter than that.
Yeah, no canopy or anything on it. Looks like a
Square fuselage almost, wasn't it?
yeah,
Was
all
that
the way
old,
back.
that old time or classic?
Classic.
Old time.
Oh,
Old time. The hotter
Or
net's
was.
old time. Yeah. There's a mid-wing box fuselage, had a little round tail on it. Not a very attractive airplane.
I'm gonna build me a.
No,
box
you had to
car,
paint it up and give it some character. Otherwise, it just had none. But it was fun to fly so long as you didn't mind flying fast. In the wind, it was great. But
I like
if the wind was dead calm and thought you were going to slow the thing down and fly it, you found out real quick it did not have enough airfoil to fly.
Yeah. Well, I find with a fast airplane, if you can't impress the judges, you just scare the hell out of them.
There you go. There you go.
They say,
Just wow
what
them,
did you
yeah.
do? Oh, he just did 3 figure eights. You sure? I only counted 1.
Is that your lady?
Yeah, it's my sweetheart.
That's nice looking.
Absolutely beautiful one. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, Steve, get your ass back here.
Oh my goodness, Mark is in the house.
Yeah, Mark got his ass back here.
Mark.
How are you, Mr. Weiss, sir?
Hey, wait a minute, Ed. That's my face.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
ooh,
Well,
got it.
ooh, Mark, that's a no-no, buddy.
I got it.
good to see
What
you,
are we
you
gonna do
guys.
with him?
Hey, Joe, did you forget Colleen?
She's right there.
Oh, okay. I can't. Oh, there she is. I
I'm not leaving home without her.
I wouldn't either.
If she ever leaves me, I'm packing a bag
We've
and
never
going
did
to.
this before.
Because you're next to me.
That's what I told my wife, Joe. If you ever leave, I'm packing a bag and going with you.
That's what I get for going to church. I tripped over a root and I hit another root face first. You don't have no idea how I bet I bled a pint.
Yeah.
Emergency ward, yeah.
When are you headed to Brodak's, Mark?
I'm going to get in around 5. I have things I have to do here. I'm going to hit the road around noon. That should put me there.
When? Tomorrow?
But excuse me?
When? Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll see you tomorrow.
yeah. Will should roll in
About the
probably
same time he told me.
between 1 and 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's a
something
little
like
earlier.
that. And we're looking forward to a good week.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
how many
Very good.
how many entries do we have? Do you know?
I don't. Joe, I used to worry about those things. And I
There's
just,
no worry. It's just interesting.
yeah. Well, I used to worry about it because, it's like a reflection on the guys running it. But
Not at all.
you do the best you
Not at
can for
all.
those who come, and those that don't come, that's okay. That's their decision. And,
Oh, yeah.
we'll all live through it. So,
Even if we don't
Nope.
fly, we're gonna have a good time.
That's
Oh,
right.
That's it.
the last I saw, I think the Nats entries are coming up, but they're a little slow. And I'm not sure. I fought against AMA because they wanted to put us on the July 4th weekend, and I couldn't win that battle. And I hope that's not keeping some people away doing family vacations or something. But,
Who knows?
Cause
Most of the people that go to the Nats don't have young kids traveling. They're old concerts. Most of them retired.
yeah. Yep.
there's no kids. It's not a kid sport.
I wish there was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It'll
Ed,
be what it
will I
is.
see you there?
Sunday about 2 o'clock.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful.
In the rain.
Now, Sparky, are you guys in your hotel room?
Yeah.
Don't say
Oh.
that dirty word.
Awesome.
It'll be what it'll be.
I was first on the field. Bob was second. I was there this morning at 11:30.
10:30 or something. I thought, yeah, 11:30 your time, probably. That's right.
Hey, Joe,
Yes, sir.
are you doing much flying full scale?
Yeah, I flew, I don't know, a couple hours last week. I don't do a lot. I fly whenever I want to.
Yeah,
Flew the
same here.
Chipmunk for a little over an hour, and I flew the Rands for an hour and 3/10. Airspeed didn't work, and I just kept doing touch and goes anyhow. Come
Uh-huh.
back in, landed, put it up, I found something wrong, put it back together, jumped in it, went again. Its airspeed still didn't work. But
Really?
this time, it was the static source. I noticed the static source was unhooked. I found it
Thank you.
in
Ooh.
2 pieces.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hooked it back up, but that made the airspeed wasn't accurate, but it would go, up and down. But when I hooked the static back together, I'd be flying along, be doing 40, be doing 80, be doing 60, be doing nothing. And the altimeter was jumping up and down. I said, that's a static problem. So I went back home, landed, put it up, and stripped all the static lines out. Found the low place. It looked like snot in it. So I
No
put
kidding.
water in it and soap and washed it out good and blew it out. And I haven't went and flew it since then. But yeah, I don't know how that 25, well, it ain't been that long. Those lines are only probably 15 or 16 years old in there. But
You
I
have,
def-
did you say, do you have a vacuum pump in that or a Venturi?
no, nothing. Neither. Neither. I got a needle and ball electrics, all that's in it.
But
I don't have any
how-
gauges. Go ahead.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So
No, I have no gyros.
You don't have a
Artificial horizon or nothing.
yeah.
It's got
Okay.
altimeter and airspeed, a compass that doesn't work very good, oil pressure, cylinder head temp,
Mhm.
and a needle and
Man,
ball.
I'd get that daggum compass fixed.
Yeah. Good old needle and ball works every time. It's simple.
I know where I'm going. I don't get very far away.
I just finished rebuilding the landing gear actuators on my Swift. They were leaking and
Well
everything.
done. Well
Yeah,
done.
rebuilt them. Now they're fine. They're not leaking finally. And I haven't flown it for a while, but when I get back, just because I haven't flown it, I'm going to have a buddy of mine come with me. He's got probably about 2,000 hours in Swifts. So he's, a lot of experience because he's the one that did all the mechanical work on mine before I owned it. He converted he converted it from yokes to sticks.
Oh, you got sticks in yours. Well done. That's a nice airplane. Stick.
It is.
The wheel's a nice airplane, but this airplanes are supposed to have sticks. It's just the way it should be.
It's fast. My engine was upgraded from 125 to 140 horse, and it's really a nice little airplane. Extremely sensitive to any input from the stick.
Is it a little Lycoming? 235 Lycoming?
No, actually, I have the Continental 0300.
You got the six. Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, the 0300 6-cylinder with the vacuum pump.
Yep.
So
that's good.
It had a number of changes made to STCs. They put Cessna seats in it. It was actually on the cover of Trader Plane a few years ago, just after they finished the restoration. But they did a complete bolts and nuts. They took the entire plane apart. They replaced the entire center section of the wing, everything.
Ooh, that cost a fortune.
Oh, I'll say, yeah. And they rebuilt the engine. They had the engine rebuilt. Really nice paint job. They painted it. Remember something called Emron?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that'll bounce a 22 bullet off it. It's
Emron's tough paint.
Yeah, but they had a proper place. They had a downdraft paint booth and everything. So, because apparently that stuff is very toxic.
Just hold your breath.
It's got skull and crossbones on it
for 8 hours while you're painting the airplane.
That's all I do is hold my breath.
It's got skull and crossbones on the paint can.
The what?
It's got skull and crossbones on the paint can.
No, it should. Yeah,
it does.
Oh, it really does.
It does.
Oh,
It does.
Yes.
It literally does.
Yeah, I heard it's a lot of guys when they restore the older cars with I restored some Corvettes, and when I sent the frame out, they first bee blasted it because it had a lot of surface rust, and then they painted it with Imron. And the guy says if there's any runs in the paint, don't bother trying to sand them out because it's extremely tough.
Get a grinder.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. You're going to have to grind them off. And I think that was a modified urethane, as I recall.
Yes.
The Imron. I did a Harley frame once in Imron, but yeah, I did that outside. It wasn't too bad.
You can still buy it.
You
can still get it.
Oh, I still had a mask on.
No, you still can buy it. Emron.
Oh, I thought they took it off the market.
I know where to get it.
Is it the DuPont?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you can still get it if you know who to talk to, but you can still get lacquer paint if you know what to call it.
Yeah,
I just found that out.
Yeah.
In bottle gallons.
In some countries, they've done away with lacquer or lacquer thinner or whatever.
Well, you want to hear Professor?
What's that?
In the Navy, they're not spraying aircraft on the line anymore. They're rolling the paint on
the hull.
Is that a fact, Robert?
On airplanes.
You're kidding?
No.
Oh, brother.
Well, they probably got levelers in it and all kind of stuff to help it flow. I'm sure.
Right.
They got better paints than they had 50 years ago.
Now I didn't see that they're spraying it, but I'm sure they're rolling it.
Never heard of that. You mean modern aircraft, jets
yes,
and everything?
In the Navy. And
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
So
house painting there.
So instead of the Blue Angels, it's the Orange Peel Angels.
Oh, bad. Boo hiss.
Bad. Try. If we embarrass you, tell your friends.
Lord have mercy. Well, they're all on here. See, that's the problem.
I'm impressed.
Oh yeah. Well, there's more of them. They're just not on there now.
Is this part of the
Stunt Hangar?
But what top?
This is I do Monday and Friday night hangouts.
Hangout. Okay.
Yeah. And this is probably a third of the guys that normally come on. We got guys in Canada. We got guys in Australia. Or no, it's New Zealand.
New Zealand.
I think there's an Australia too. And where is Tobago or
Trinidad, Tobago, yeah, just off the coast of Venezuela.
Trinidad.
That is from West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm overseas.
Then there's North Carolina.
I live in South Carolina. And just remember, as far as the Civil War goes, we never surrendered.
Hey,
That's
Bob,
that's actually one of the mottos of South Carolina. Hey, we never surrendered.
Zambelli,
Wow.
would you do me a favor?
No.
I think you're at Brodex.
Yeah.
When you see Buzz, just give her my greetings from John Miller, would you?
Sure. By all means, I'll probably see her tomorrow.
Okay.
I thought you were coming.
Yeah, you can't make it to
I
Sharon.
wanted to, but things didn't work out.
Where do you live?
I live in Utah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm friends with Delaney, your neighbors.
with who?
Gordon Delaney.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Gordon Delaney's daughter is one of my neighbors.
That's why I said
Oh, is that
Delaney, your neighbors.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
a sharp lady. Her last name is Penos now, and she built her own aircraft, did an incredible job on it. And her and her husband are living literally right across the runway from where I live. And I see him usually once a week. We get together, go out to dinner, stuff like that. But really super nice couple.
He'll be on.
Yep. Is that 3/4 size Mustang?
Is what?
Is that 3/4 size Mustang, or did they sell that?
Oh, I didn't even know they had that. No, they never mentioned it. I don't know. Well, they don't have
What
it
did
there
they
now.
build? What airplane did they build?
It's a experimental. It's a tandem seating, very streamlined, and it has a pusher prop mounted at the trail edge of the wing, and it's a high wing
Oh,
aircraft.
it's a very high wing. It's
Huh.
not a very easy or a long easy.
No, it's not an easy at all. It's none of the Burt Rutan device. I wish I could remember the name of it.
I
In
don't
fact,
know that.
I think they were dealers. I think they actually built them for people.
I think you're right.
And she's got,
When they lived here, they were building a 3/4 scale Mustang, and I heard-
no kidding.
yeah, with a 350 V8 in it, you know.
Wow.
Oh,
That sounds like a
Stewart's P-51.
Titan, okay, could be a Sturt, Titan or Sturt 51.
But I
Joe
believe
knows
they
what is
sold
a
it.
P-51. Don't you, Joe?
Do I what?
You know whether it's a P-51.
I know where there's one, yes. A real one.
Yeah. Get out $1 million, it can be yours, right?
No, I said $1 million. I looked at it and go, man, it's $1 million. Joe said 3.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
think after the war,
A
you
million
get
ain't gonna touch it.
scrap value.
Yeah.
You
No.
could buy them in the crate,
$1,000 an
brand
hour
new.
just to fly it.
We
Got
were
a guy
turning
here
the
that
building
owns-
over.
It's stupid money what that stuff. It's just crazy.
Well, there's
I've
people
got
out
a
there.
friend
who
here
they
that owns
believe it.
one,
Yeah.
fairly
People just
famous
believe
one.
There's
It's
no
called
substitute
Obsession.
for cubic money.
and
Yeah.
he says it's more than $1,000 an hour to fly the blame thing.
Is it really? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
Yeah,
it.
it's going to burn 75 gallons of gas. That's
Oh.
the
Yeah.
cheapest part of it.
Yeah.
That's the cheap part.
One of my neighbors in my development, he has two AT6s, T6s, and that turns gasoline into noise. You ever hear one of those take off? A T6?
That's 40. That's 40 gallons an hour right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
prop going
yeah.
subsonic.
Oh, I'll tell you, that
Yeah.
thing makes some serious noise. He's got two of them actually, and one is marine trim, and the other is what's the yellow? Is that Air Force?
Could
Or
be
Army?
Navy or Air Force, either or.
Yeah.
How much is
Did you know
avgas,
that-
Joe? A
It
gallon.
depends. Cheapest you're going to get it's $5.75 a gallon. If you go
So
to
that's
Nuremberg
about
and places
$4
like that,
an
it's
hour.
10 or 11.
That's
Around
just
Tulsa, it's
gas.
Yeah.
$5.75 to $7 a gallon.
So that's $400 an hour in gas to fly P-51.
That's right.
For full scale
Did-
pilots, this is something that really pissed me off. When I turned 75, my insurance doubled on both aircraft, and I had no claims. I turned 75, and my premiums actually doubled. In fact,
Don't carry
Huh?
Don't carry insurance.
Well, I'm going to be self-insured, I guess. But worse than that, my hull coverage almost tripled. And to fly the Swift, they require 15 hours of dual instruction before they'll insure.
Gosh.
For
You're
the Cessna 120, it was 11 hours. I mean, there's no problem to do, but geez, I've never heard of that much. You know, it's not the fact that I'm going to war with or anything.
Hey, who needs insurance if you're dead? Who are they gonna get?
Good point. Go after my estate.
Yeah.
Well, he's talking about hull insurance. He's talking about hull insurance. What he's talking about, not
damage.
liability.
Hull insurance is physical damage to the aircraft.
Right.
I just carry liability, which is, you know, for the damage that I do to other people's property. But you know, it's just getting ridiculous. Fortunately, I can do my own annuals, which that saves me $1,000 a year on each aircraft.
Oh, easy. $1,000. You can't get anybody pop one apart now for that heartbeat, Bob.
Really?
No, a shop won't pop one apart for $1,000.
Wow. Well, the Swift is more because it's semi-complex. You know, it's got
you got to retract gear. You got to retract gear. You get
but it's only retracts. It's still got a fixed pitch prop and no cowl flaps.
Right.
So it's fun to fly, though. I'll tell you, it's a little hot rod.
I don't know. I did all that stuff really good in its own way.
Yeah.
The Chipmunk's fun to fly. It's great, but it's old antique airplane. The engine's from the 30s, and, you know, yada. And
I mean, the plane is almost as old as I am, and that's old.
Yours the 46, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was born in 44.
If you don't know the year of that, then your Cessna's probably a 46 or 47.
They're both 46s, actually. You got it. But I lucked out on the Cessna. I did not want a rag wing. So I found one with a fully metallized wing. And also the one with the original Cessna 120 had no electrical system. You had to hand prop it.
That's right. That was an upgrade if you on a prop battery.
Yeah. And mine was also upgraded from a C85 to a C90. If it's for me, I'm not here.
Well, I'm going to get off here a minute. We're going to go check in. We're getting off the highway. So
well, see, did you say you're coming up?
Turn right and all that. Say again?
You say you're coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be there at 1:30 probably or so.
Okay, we'll see you then.
We're in. Where are we, Colleen? Ohio. Springfield, Ohio is where we are. So we're 4 hours or 4.5 away, probably.
Yep.
Ohio. Where's that?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Isn't
y'all
that
north of the Mason-Dixon?
Oh, I thought it was
y'all are rough tonight.
New Jersey.
Just behave.
Behave, Joe. We'll see you Monday.
Yeah.
See you later.
Drive carefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to go too, people. Everybody have a nice evening.
All right, Ed.
See you
Take care of
soon.
yourself.
See you soon.
All right. We're not going to have a long hangout tonight because Steve's power's off, and I need my beauty rest. So we'll go another.
You better quit now.
I better start now. Yeah, we'll go another hour, and that's it.
Sparky, you know you ain't gonna get any peace and quiet because you got Zambelli with you. You did it to yourself.
Zambelli and I get along just fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, good seeing you.
Hey, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you ain't gonna get any peace and quiet. That man, he can give as good as he gets. I know Bob. He's a good dude.
I don't snore though.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Well, one night I stayed up all night listening. I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Oh, I'll bet you will.
Wake up with a big cork stuck in his nose.
What?
Nope. You just take their hand and put it in get this little bucket right here.
Yeah.
And get some warm water.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're evil. You're evil. Oh. Oh, that's just mean.
That is mean. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
People underestimate me. You should not. I know lots of stuff.
got to keep a better eye on that, man.
Well, Phil, I wanted to ask you, did you get your painting done?
No, I got it all masked finally, and it's ready to shoot, and it's storming again.
What happened to Ed?
He said he had to
Ed
go.
Muskie had to leave. He
No.
said he had to leave.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Where
So
did Mark go?
You had to go too.
Oh, shoot. I thought he was going to stick around. I was going
Well,
to give him a
we're
hard
down to
time.
the ones that really count, so.
Yeah.
See who could sleep the best.
Yeah, we're
Did you
going to.
feel the earthquake out there, John?
What earthquake?
You're supposed to have an earthquake out there close to you, I thought so.
Listen,
It's not-
I don't feel them unless they.
yeah.
I lived in California, grew up in California, so the ground shaking really, I got past worrying about it, unless it was a big one, and then it'd bother me.
You get earthquakes there, John?
We get them, but they're real small.
I
Usually.
lived in the Salton Sea is in the San Andreas Fault.
Right.
And they, once you've been in an earthquake and understand them, they don't bother me at all. There ain't nothing you can do about it. You just sit there and wait.
You write it out.
It'll go away.
Yeah, you write it out.
And just, it emptied our swimming pool. 30,000 gallons. It just poured it right out.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Well,
It was
I
like
tell
a
you,
big ocean wave, just rocking back and forth, and it emptied the whole pool.
they keep telling us that
Where were you living?
100, 200, 300 miles
That time.
to the north and east of us there is the Yosemite, the
San Andreas.
no, up Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. The cauldron.
The cauldron. There's a big one coming from there, but it hasn't got here yet.
Well, Old Faithful is part of the volcano, and that thing is going to blow. They don't know when, but
They said,
it will blow.
they said it's not if, it's a when, and there's gonna be some serious repercussions.
Yeah, it's going to divide the country in half.
Well, and when it blows, it's
Then we can throw all the cards out to the left.
I was just gonna say, all the Democrats and everything in California.
Yeah, and don't ask for any money.
they'll burn the place up, you know that.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be really bad when it does hit. It's major. How wide is that cauldron? This is 200-300 miles wide.
It's huge. It's going to it'll split the United States in half.
Yeah.
The ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Wow.
It could be a catastrophic event,
No
It
doubt.
could be a life-altering event.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Well, it
talking
will
about
be a life-altering event, especially for the people who happen to live in the way of the darn thing.
if they're
No, I
talking
mean about whether there's life
talking
or
about
not.
the way it's going to blow up. It could be a catastrophic event that affects the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't doubt that a bit.
Well, they had that Krakatoa when it hit. Didn't that bring on that summer with no year with no summer?
I don't know. I don't remember.
There was so much crud and dirt that got blown into the air that it blocked the sun and
I was up there when Mount St. Helens went off.
yeah.
There was a lot of shit in the air there.
Well, I remember that. I was in Alaska when I think in Mount Elmo or something like that down the chain of ways. Blew. You wake up in the morning and all the snow was pink because of the ash that was settled on top of the snow.
I checked in and went right over to the field and, unpacked and bought my tent and everything, set all that
I
up.
didn't know about the pink snow, but
Yeah, got my spot.
I know my
We had,
sister's garden, everything that was up
um,
just burnt off even with the ground, just died.
Yeah,
But everything that wasn't up yet grew like a house of fire.
yeah, yeah. Some of that
Oh, that's-
volcanic
That's,
stuff is pretty
probably. Let me just.
nutrient rich for some plants.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that earthquake that I was referring to, I think it was closer to um oh shoot, Vegas, Las Vegas.
Oh, that's
Oh,
down, yeah, that's down closer
Yeah.
to California. That's
Forgot
about
what you
400 miles from me.
From you. Okay.
I forgot the name of it.
But it's only 170, 180 miles from Los Angeles.
Now you're
think
on the
it's-
other, you're on the other side of the not a San Andreas. That what is the name of that mountain range? It's
The coastal range in the we're on the western eastern slopes. No, we're on the western slopes of the Rocky Mountains.
so what is the name of that?
Uinta Mountains.
Mount Baldy is on that ridge. What is the name of that?
San Gabriel Mountains.
Yeah, but there's another name. That's shit. I'll have to look it up.
Well,
Okay.
we're definitely on the other side of that, and we're, as you get between that and the Uintas, which is the western slope of the Rocky Mountains, if you're looking down from space, all the mountain ranges are running northeast or northwest by southeast. It looks like a bunch of caterpillars crawling up there. They're all lined up the same way.
Now you're west of the Eisenhower Tunnel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, over where Denver is on the eastern slope of the Rocky Mountains.
What the heck is the Eisenhower Tunnel?
It's a tunnel goes through the mountain that I-70 goes through.
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
highest.
okay.
It's the highest spot in the United States.
Well, it's the highest road.
Yeah.
And old Carl Shoup one day was going through there, and he got up there and he was at a pass. I think it was like 10 or 11 or 12,000 feet.
It's 12. It's 12.
He stopped his car. There's a pull out there, and got on his half-8 combat ship and flew that sucker at 12,000 feet. Figured he's got the highest half-8 flight ever recorded.
Yeah.
I can see Carl doing something like that.
Yeah,
He's a little crazy.
a little crazy, but
I just was telling
good.
Sam Belly, I'm what's considered an iron butt, and that's 1,000 miles in 24 hours. I woke up in St. Louis and I went to sleep in Denver.
mm,
Then I rode to the top of Pikes Peak. And because my bike was fuel injected, it did not know the difference. It's felt a little down on power, but it did not know the difference.
wow. If that had been normally aspirated, you'd have been pushing it.
Wouldn't have made it. You'd have to stop and rejet.
Yeah. I ran into a guy, I was on I-80, I was at the Lincoln Campgrounds on the other side of it's in Wyoming, Laramie, Cheyenne, on the eastern side of Cheyenne, as you're going up over the pass there, up at the top there's the Lincoln Park. And anyway, I was there and had my little camper, and my wife and I decided to spend the night there. This guy pulls in on this Harley. It was a new Harley, that year model. But turned out he was from Texas, southern Texas, and he was on his way back. He rode all the way up and all around Alaska, and was on his way back home at that particular point. Now that's an iron butt.
Well, you just got to do 1,000 in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I got to the turnpike, but even though I had a road, I can't remember the name of this. It's an air seat for a dresser. The inside of my legs around my crotch were just killing.
Oh, I'll bet.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got off there on I guess that's 70. Is that 40? What is that? 55, no, 55 goes, I think it's either 40 or 70, whatever it is, that goes through, it's 44. That's what it is. I
40
think.
goes down through Needles and across New Mexico and
How do we get to Oklahoma? I think it's 44.
that'd be-
Anyway, when I got to the Oklahoma Turnpike, I was burnt, but I had to make it, you know. And then when I got to Kansas, it was terrible. Kansas is terrible.
you can't tell if you got anywhere. It's so dang flat. It all looks the same.
And then it started to rain.
No thanks.
But the nice thing about a dresser is the faster you go, the drier you are. So I just
Yeah.
blew right through.
How do they handle in the rain?
They're all right. It's a heavy bike, you know, 700 pounds,
Yeah.
7.25.
I always rode those lightweight bikes, and they get real skittish in wet pavement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A hydroplane. You only got two wheels. You don't want to be hydroplaning.
I'll tell you what, I rode my bike in the snow one time.
One time,
That's right.
how far did you ride it?
Probably 2 miles. And it wasn't
Okay,
because
that
it was
habit.
cold. When I came up to the stop sign, there was no stopping that thing. It was just oh, fun. We get baby it back home and I put it away.
Oh, you got to do like they do up in Alaska. They have their fur rendezvous in February. They have the ice races.
They put screws in the tires.
Screws in the tires. That's right.
And Tommy Woodman says, "Hey, we just take this tire here and put some screws in it, and you can ride to and from work." No, thanks, I'm done.
Those things, I don't think they got a gearbox in those bikes they race on the ice like that.
No, they're direct drive.
Yeah,
That's a speedway bike.
yeah.
500cc Jap, Jawa, or CZ running on alcohol. They probably got about 60 horsepower, but they don't weigh but 100 pounds. It'll run right up the wall. That
Yeah.
bike. Got a big old sprocket on it, big, about the size of the rear wheel.
Yeah, those used to be something to watch. You see them going by, and you think, boy, I wouldn't want to fall off of that bike in front of one of them bikes going by.
Now, these names I'm going to mention, it won't mean much to you, but there was this guy, his name was Ken Maley, Mr. Hot Shoe. We lived right below him at Weirich Lakes in Corona. And I used to play with his speedway bikes. They were cool.
Did he ride at Lions?
His son rode motorcycle, run the speedway bike, but he made the hot shoes.
Okay.
Bob, you probably know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Who's that?
Ken Maley. I know that name.
Familiar. Is that a flat track guy?
Yes, Mr. Hot Shoe. He made all the
Was he Speedway?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those guys are nuts.
He made all the titanium steel plates for the bottom of the shoes.
Have you ever seen somebody ride Speedway?
They're tricky.
They're literally sliding the whole way. They're turning right to turn left.
That's
the bike
right.
is not designed to go straight. It's
No.
designed to go sideways.
You can't turn it the other way, I don't think.
Using the throttle. Using the
It's
throttle.
got a single cylinder JAP or CZ engine.
Or Jawa.
Or Jawa. I thought Jawa was CZ.
No.
In any case.
Jap, CZ, or Jawa.
And it's a total loss oil system. Oil just dribbles down the side of the engine. It's got
The left handlebar is that long, and the right handlebar is that long.
Right, the whole race like this. It's got no brakes, no gearbox.
Well, even on street bikes, you turn left. It's press forward and down on the left grip. You want to go left, you press forward and down. It's called counter steer.
Yeah.
Bikes don't steer, by the way. The tire is pointing. They steer by destabilization. When you press forward, the wheel goes to the right momentarily. The bike drops to the left. The wheel comes back in line.
Yeah.
I taught that for 11 years.
Yep.
Oh man, did you ever run motocross?
I never did motocross. My brother was a national amateur enduro champion, though. He raced for the Husqvarna team.
Oh, he was on it. Yeah, I did them both, but I never had any, any sponsorship because I wasn't good enough. You have to really be a damn good rider to get a free ride.
Mhm.
Do you remember the South Jersey Enduro riders with Jack Penton from Penton Motorcycles?
Oh, but yes.
He was in
wasn't
the
he
same
the
club
one?
with Jack. He was in with Jack Penton. He used to race against Gary Nixon.
I don't know that name, but I
Yeah, he
remember.
was the national champion.
Yeah, I remember
he
that
was-
name.
So he was the one that imported the KTM and named them Penton.
He also built a bike called the Penton.
Okay, because there was a bike made in Austria called the KTM,
Mhm.
and then it was sold here in the States under the name Penton.
Well, they still sell KTM.
They're still being made.
Yeah.
They made a
Yeah.
hell of a
Oh, yeah.
motocross bike.
Big bikes now.
My buddy that I flew with when I was a kid, Danny Napolitano, asked my dad to take him to the motorcycle shop. So my dad drives him to a Pook shop. And my dad's standing there, and Danny says, I want to look at these pooches. He said, no, it's Pook. He said, well, they sure look like dogs to me.
And Myco's, remember Myco? Remember Myco motorcycles? Myco's? And
Mako,
Bolsonaro?
yeah, I had
And-
a Mako 250.
And Asa's?
Osa, yeah.
Yeah, the
Buses,
Osa I
yeah.
never had. Yeah, the best handling bike I had, believe it or not, was a Bultaco.
Multaco, yeah.
And I don't think-
Bultacos will surprise you that
First time.
250 single cylinder, that sucker was fast.
It was.
I like
it
the
was,
Hodakas.
It was a really good handling bike, but it was an older one. It had the what's the name of the carburetors that they make?
Delordo,
No, it wasn't a Delordo.
Webro?
Amel,
Amel. It was an Amel side float carburetor.
tickle it to get it to go.
Exactly.
Junk.
And if you tickle it one time too much, it
Flooded.
floods. So you got to turn the bike over and drain out the cylinder. Yeah, been there, done that. But it handled beautifully. It was the long frame 175, and it was called the Persang, and it was a very, very interesting bike. The problem was, since it was a 175, they only had they had three classes. They had 125, 250, and 500.
Yeah.
So I had to run it in the 250 class, but I still came in last.
Yeah,
So-
they kill you.
Yeah, somebody's got to. I just didn't. I was competing against kids who were 20 years younger than me, 30 years younger than me,
That have good medical insurance and don't give a shit.
and balls like that. Yeah, I know quite a few people on who fly model airplanes have been into bikes.
Yeah.
I did when I lived in Italy. That's all. I had a Lambretta motor scooter,
Yeah.
but when I
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I went to Woodstock on a motorcycle. The Woodstock.
You know, modelers are typically into two-wheel bikes and music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seems like.
I had a BSA Rocket 3. I went up to, I had a Spitfire Mark IV 650. Then I bought a Rocket 3, and that's what I took to Woodstock.
Mm.
a Rocket 3, I had
Three
the,
cylinder. 753 cylinder.
Yeah.
753.
I had the Triumph.
Trident.
The
Trident.
Trident, a
And
very
they had
old.
another variant. The Vetter variant was the Hurricane.
Oh, really? Okay. Mine was the old. It was the first or second year they made them. It had drum brakes, and it leaked oil like a sieve, which I guess a lot of English bikes did. And I had a Norton for a while. That was
You too.
was it the?
That would be around 1969, wouldn't it, Bob? For the
Yeah. Well, I first saw a Norton when I was in the service in '68, a Norton Commando, and
That's what I
I
had.
swore I wanted one. So when I got out of the service, and I bought one in 1970.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 70. I got mine used. It was a 70, but I got it in 72. It was pretty well. It was rode hard and put away wet, but it was still quite a bike. It was a Commando, and I think it had the shift on the opposite side of the.
Yes, it
the
did.
English
It was,
Did.
on the
and
right
it was
side.
one up. It was one up, three down instead of one down, three up.
Yeah, that sounds right. And I had a Triumph Tiger Cub. Remember that, the little 200cc single.
Yeah.
And I had a BSA. It was a BSA 250 single, but I can't remember what could have been the Road Rocket or something like that.
I still haven't heard you guys mention the bike of all times back then, the Widowmaker H1, H2.
Yeah.
Kawasaki triple.
Kawasaki triple.
Oh gosh,
I had 'em both.
500cc
Did you
triple?
have sharing turned on, Sparky?
The problem is I'm running this from an iPad. Steve was going to do it, but he got bumped out. And let me see, share. Let's see if I can do it here. Whiteboard, bookmark, website, Google, Microsoft Share. No, I can't do what I normally do from here.
Okay.
That's why Steve was going to run it, but he got bumped.
The H1 was more fun. The H2 is
I love
H2
the
is the 750.
Lots of fun.
The 750, either the rear wheel was spinning or the front tire was in the air. That's the only two choices
The
you had.
problem with that, with the Kawasaki triples of that age, was their front geometry wasn't up to par with the speed.
All those bikes back then, geometry was shit.
Yeah. It'd get up to a certain speed and it'd get into shaking. And
The
doing other
shocks were
nasty
laying in the
things.
wrong direction. They weren't,
When you lean over, the kickstand hit the ground.
drag the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah, sure
boy,
problems, but it was fun.
could they get from point A to point B in a straight line real fast?
Yeah.
There's iPhone 4.
But if you tried to ride them, any big distance like to California, you got to San Francisco and discovered you'd melted it down, and the center cylinder was trash.
Is that a
It was
Yamaha?
just burnt
Is that
up.
a Yamaha?
No,
At the Norton Dunstall Commando.
Oh, okay.
sure is.
Hey Gary,
Good.
I'm gonna make you the host. I want you to turn on sharing. Let's see. Can I make you the host? Oh crap! I'm totally at a disadvantage when I'm using this iPad. Let's see here.
Lean, baby.
Gary Sinclair. Okay, wait a minute. Make host. Yes, I want to change that. Okay, Gary, you're now the host. Go down to share and allow multiple sharing.
Never put your hand in a prop.
No,
It'll ruin your weekend.
I saw Richard Oliver get it worse than that, though.
You're kidding.
Oh, terrible. I was standing on circle 4. My back was to him. I heard,
Oh.
about to cut his
Did it
finger.
twice?
Yeah. I said, I'm
Oh,
thinking in
Lord.
my head, why is he running that propeller into the ground?
It was into his bones.
And it was a carbon fiber prop, too.
Oh,
You heard about that, Bob, didn't you?
What's that?
When Richard Oliver just about cut his hand off
Oh, yeah.
on circle 4.
Is he the only one on now?
No.
Or the other guy?
Gary, did you turn it on?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
Can you share now, Bob?
I think so. Just give me a second here.
Is Joe still
Uh,
there? Or
Joe is right there.
yeah, Joe's here. Yeah.
Joe
Can
is iPhone or iPad.
he see this?
Uh,
there it is.
there it is.
That's a pretty bike.
Which one's that?
Dunstall
line.
Commando. That's with the British fairings on it.
Yeah.
And that's a top
that-
eliminator trophy from Island Drag Strip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a
With
new
that rear tire, that's a challenge. That's a
great.
good deal.
A trigonic rear tire, and it had the isoelastic suspension, the whole
It's a dual,
mounted in rubber. That
a
was
dual shoe,
pretty good bike for a
big
year.
drum.
Drum brake, yeah.
Drum
Hey.
brakes, yeah.
Can you see this, Joe? Bob Zambelli asked me if you could
Yes,
see it.
yes.
Gold Swift.
Those are nice airplanes.
What year?
I
That,
still,
Bob?
What year is it?
46. It's serial number 11.
The motorcycle. I saw the motorcycle. What year was that motorcycle, Bob?
That was a 70.
70. That late. 68, maybe.
Yeah,
The
70.
golden age of iron.
Did you?
This is my
said that was
Hayabusa, and this is my Hayabusa and my K12 LT custom BMW.
Oh, that's
yeah, I remember seeing pictures of those.
What year is the Hayabusa, Bob?
It's an 01.
So
Isn't that-
Did
Was
they
that
have
nickname
the
Death
wire
Wish?
fixed so it would go 200?
I wasn't going to go 200 anyway. I had wearage up to 150 on it though.
You wouldn't let him ride it himself?
No, he wasn't a rider. And that's not the bike you want to teach somebody on either.
No,
I told the
No.
story today about, when I worked for Widman, Harley Davidson, Suzuki, Buell, we used to uncrate those bikes in '99, and they would go 200 miles an hour right out of the crate.
Yeah, and I had a friend who worked for Suzuki. He said if you cut the pink wire, all of them would do over 200.
Right. Then they put that governor on them or whatever, rev limiter, and it choked him back. Well, anyway, Scott Pomeroy from Harley Davidson came down with a V-Rod, and he said, I want you to ride this bike. So now you got to picture this. I'm test riding these Hayabusas that I could go 150 between Broadway and Gasconade, and we're only talking, a mile or so, whatever it is, real short distance, and then grab a handful of brakes about throw you over the handlebars and back on the test ride. So he says, I want you to take this V-Rod out and ride this. So I ride this V-Rod, and he comes, what do you think? I said, it rides like a buckboard. It turns like a tank, and it's gutless as hell. He said, no, you got to get it up on the cams. I said, buddy, I had the valves floating. This thing's junk. I was not impressed, but I wasn't impressed with the V-Rod at all. They're terrible.
Those Hayabusas would do zero. The Hayabusa would do 0 to 100 back to 0 in under 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Did that have twin discs on the front?
Yeah.
Twin disc brakes?
Yeah,
Rambo.
Oh,
yeah,
I wonder.
real good brakes. It would turn with the front end strapped down right out of the box. It would do a 9.7 at 150, just dropping to 4 out of 6 when you got there.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's a big motorcycle.
It's 200 horsepower,
Yeah, it's powerful.
Out of how many cc's?
1350.
I've never ridden a race rocket. Never.
What was that British bike? It was a V twin bike.
Vincent Black Shadow, they're not that
Vincent.
fast.
I know,
Vincent.
but they were scary as hell, if I remember
They didn't
correctly,
handle
because
well.
the rear suspension was bolted to the back of the engine case, and front suspension was bolted to the front, and it just
that one, the whole bike felt like it was doing that when
yeah,
it was riding it.
like you're riding on a ball bearing.
They
Yeah.
wrote songs about that bike. A guy named Richard Thompson wrote a song called Vincent Black Shadow.
That thing rode like a rubber band. I mean, it was just everywhere. It flexed in the wrong place in the wrong time and just, ooh.
Anybody here remember the name Jersey Jim Martin, pattern flyer?
No.
Had an airplane called the Banshee.
I remember that.
Well, he has 2 of those. He has 2. Well, he built race bikes and race cars. He has 2 Vincent Black Shadows.
The only-
Brave man. Brave man.
You talk about
When
some
I was
strange-
a Mach 3 was the baddest thing out there.
The what?
The triple Mach 3 Kawasaki. The
oh god.
Oh,
triple.
we were just talking about them. The H.
That was the thing when I was a little kid.
The H1 was bad. That was the 500, but the H2 was one bad.
Wendy had a 500, and we had this road down by where the Giant Stadium was going to be. This before Giant Stadium was built, and they had like an access road or a maintenance road, and it had a cul-de-sac at the end, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, so you could see cops coming from a mile away. So you could run down to the end of it. There was nobody down there. You run back to the beginning, and you race back down it again. It was about 3/4 of a mile long. So Wendy and I used to race, drag race the Norton and his H5 or whatever it was, the 5-cylinder Kawasaki, the 3-cylinder Kawasaki 500. And I got a chance to ride that. And it was an interesting motorcycle because you twist the throttle, nothing would happen. And all of a sudden it was like a hand grenade. And it would just
power band.
explode and just like bat out of hell.
5,000 RPM. Now I want you to picture this. I had a sand rail with that motor in it, H2 Kawasaki rail, and it had HDMI ignition. Total crap. We had expansion chambers on it and 4-inch scoop paddle tires, but that thing exploded because of too many RPM. So we ended up putting points in it. And I want you to imagine running 100 foot in the sand with that motor wide open, and from the
Crazy.
start, you could hear those paddles going thump 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 thump. It's just really weird.
I had
The good old days. The good old days.
when I lived in Alaska, I used to ride snowmobiles. And I had one snowmobile, I had a 3-cylinder Sox, 125 horsepower Sox engine. And the problem that it had so much torque, it was hard to keep the clutches. You got the primary clutch and the secondary clutch. It's hard to keep them lined up. And so I could put a $50, at that time it was a $50 belt on it, which was about as expensive as you could get. And I could eat through that in 15 seconds.
Wow.
So I got a bright idea, and I took it to the machine shop, and I had the splines extended just a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch, and set it up so that secondary could float about 3/8 of an inch on the shaft itself, could float, so it self-aligned. When it torqued, it would realign itself, and that cured the problem. I actually used to have the ticket. We ran the drags there on the drag strip with the lights, with ice on the drag strip. So snowmobile drags were on the ice. 99.98 miles per hour in 12.2 seconds on the ice.
Hey, Jonathan Carradas, how's the land from the reverse toilet flush down under?
Oh yeah, g'day Sparky. Yeah, just listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. We're officially in winter now. I think John asked me a couple of weeks ago if we were in winter yet, and I said yes, but we weren't. I think winter's the first day today, and boy, is it bloody freezing.
He's from
Why do I know? Oh, no kidding.
Well, you're officially in building
That was New Zealand, wasn't it?
season now, right?
That's what I thought.
We're officially in winter now, and there's snow falling in the South Island, and it's freezing up here in Auckland today. It's about 14 degrees or something, 15 degrees outside.
So is it today or yesterday there?
No, we're always ahead of you, Sparky.
Oh, okay, so it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
The bagel guys in yesterday.
If you want to know what's happening tomorrow, you just talk to John. He'll let you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky.
Yeah.
I'll give you all the inside prices on shares.
Who's that?
That's a BMW.
K12 LT Custom.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
$30,000. That's back when.
So it's not a twin.
That's a 4-cylinder. It's the
It's inline 4, liquid cooled.
It's a lay down inline 4. Mm-hmm.
I saw a guy at a gas station was riding a trike with the Valkyrie engine in it. It was so smooth. I talked to him for a second. I said, I bet this thing really rips. He goes, yeah, it's a handful.
What engine was it?
It's a Valkyrie engine, a inline 6 or opposed 6.
Oh, flat 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flat
Is that
6.
a Honda?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a couple different versions of that. They made a sport bike and a what do you call it, touring bike.
This was in a trike. This guy was an old guy on a trike. I said, I bet this thing really scoots with that motor in it.
Imagine. And it is smooth. You could balance a nickel on the engine while it's idling.
Norm Little had one of those some years back, and he decided to sell it. He put a notice up, it was gone in 2 hours.
Where are you going?
I remember I told you I forgot my pills in the car.
Oh, you gotta have your pills.
Gotta have my, See, I gotta.
Do you guys recognize this motorbike? I'll see if I can find it, Sparky. The last motorbike I had.
This what?
This will be good. Yeah. Yeah.
And we got it.
Below the equator. Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
A Gold Wing, yeah.
That was my Gold Wing.
Wasn't the original Gold Wing a 4-cylinder?
Yeah.
Then they went to the 6.
Yeah.
Went to a 6, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You ever ride one? It's a 2-wheel car.
This one here is a 6. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a later one.
Yeah.
They made one without the fairings on it too, just a stripped down job.
Yeah.
It was a nice bike, but that BMW was 10 times the motorcycle. It handled better, it stopped better, it went better. It was just a better bike.
Yeah. That's a good motorcycle.
Moto Guzzi.
They're quirky though, and I'll tell you know what BMW stands for?
Bavarian
Bunch
Motor
of money
Works.
wasted.
Bearish.
Yeah, no, yeah. Bring my wallet.
Bring my wallet.
And the BMW 9, I had a 900, and it used the same pistons as rod as the 1800cc car, the four-cylinder car. Same exact valves, pistons, and connecting rods.
Was that a boxer motor?
Pardon me?
Was that the
motor.
Yeah,
boxer motor?
it was a true boxer. Yeah, it wasn't like there's a Ferrari called a boxer, but that's not a, the Ferrari engine goes like this. Whereas a boxer, that's what
Right.
the BMW is, a boxer, true
Was
boxer.
that an airhead or an air oil head? They had two different versions.
Oh, I don't know.
One was strictly air cooled, and one was air and oil cooled.
Okay, no, mine was a 75, and it was
an air.
all air cooled. It was the R90S actually.
They
Yeah.
didn't make oil back then.
There was no oil, no. If you needed oil, you just got
Dinosaurs were still walking around, you know.
Had Crisco in it. Put Crisco in it.
Crisco.
Yeah, he couldn't
Well,
get
back
any
to-
oil because that's putting it
now
all
back
in
to
the
airplanes.
500.
Let's get back to airplanes.
Well, I think one of the first airplanes that ran with a motorcycle engine in it, so
Heath.
And there you go. Good segue.
Yeah.
Heath.
Hmm.
Anybody go flying today? I had an epiphany flying today.
What happened?
Well, we're all getting older. I mean, there's no, Joe may be the youngest one here. I'm pretty sure. How old are you, Joe?
68.
Yeah, you're a kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, how old are you?
I'll be 70 Sunday.
Oh, you don't look 70. I thought you were in
He's still a kid too, though.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
we're all getting up there. Okay. Anybody have trouble doing overheads?
I
Oh,
always
yeah.
have had trouble.
And
I have trouble
let me
just
ask you a
looking up.
question. Why are you having trouble doing the overhead?
Can't
Because
look
I
at
have
that.
to
look up.
straight up and lose my balance.
How many people wear hats when you're doing an overhead?
I
I
can't.
don't.
I take mine off when I go.
I found out today the hard way.
Take mine off.
I wasn't able to see the outside portion of the loop, and it dawned on me that I was looking at the brim of my hat. So I took my hat off, and I could see the overhead, and I could do the overhead.
Huh.
I've seen quite a few people actually do that with the overheads. They take their hat off. And
Lou
sometimes
Walgas used to
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
his hat around. He used to do this when he took off, and then put it back.
Yeah, Buddy Barbie does that.
Yeah.
We tell him he's getting into stunt mode.
So if anybody has problems and you're wearing a hat, try that because it works.
Phil
Phil,
Bailey.
he's a guy I don't know.
Yeah, but Joe wears a fedora. So what does that mean?
Cool. It means I'm cool.
Well, in Mexico, they wear sombreros. when they
Yeah.
fly.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here for a few minutes. We got some very close lightning, so I've already blown one computer up. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
Talk to you in a little bit, I hope.
You
If not,
good.
I'll see you
Talk to
Monday.
later.
And what's his name?
Yeah. That's Phil Bailey. That's John Miller. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say hello to Buzz for you.
I appreciate that if you would.
You know what her real name is?
No.
Coral Lee.
Oral.
Coral Lee. Kodak.
I'll be darned.
With Coral Lee Welch. And then she got married to John Brodak.
Where did the buzz come from?
Her dad nicknamed her that because she was always running around doing crazy things real fast. And I mean, he says, you're like a bumblebee. So you're always buzzing around. So they called her Buzz when she was a little kid.
Okay.
That's what.
I'll be darned. Well, I saw.
Are you coming, Bob?
I'm coming out I have some stuff I have to deliver out there. So I'm coming out early Monday morning. I'll be there by 9. It's a 5-hour ride for me. I'm leaving here at 4. And I'm going to stay overnight. I'm going to fly Classic and then come home.
What is Classic on Monday?
Tuesday.
I want to see if I want to try that Chief. I'll see if it flies okay, and then I'll enter it.
That Chief looks pretty good there, Bob.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
it looks good. I was
Close up, it's a disaster. It really.
You know
I
what the
had more
heck?
trouble with the paint. I had peeling. I had cracking, and I don't know what the hell I did wrong. But
Bob, you look at him from 10 feet away, okay?
try 20 feet.
Okay.
Well, I had the world's ugliest chief. I had by far the world's ugliest chief, but it flew good. I was a chief guy. I had several of them. I wasn't a noble guy. I was a chief guy.
Yeah, my first big plane was the old chief, the
Pollywog.
original Vico chief, Pollywog airfoil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it flew really well, but it was real light, and you better be in the right place when the engine quits. Otherwise, it becomes a kite. The wind catches it, and it's all over. Ask me how I know.
You want to feel really good about how good your chief looks? Take a look at mine. Mine will make you laugh. This was a ugly airplane, but boy, did it fly good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
What do you see yet?
So that's not a chief tail on that rudder.
No, I modified the rudder.
I was just going to say the rudder is definitely different from mine.
I did a few different
His
things.
own design.
It's
Oh,
a
I
chief.
thought it was a chief.
It is.
It's a chief.
Okay, Joe Wagner's turning over in his grave. You know that, don't you? He's the one to design it.
Yeah.
The new chief. But he's right. They do fly good.
How young I look there.
Roughly what time frame was that?
Look at the car behind him there.
That was probably about 63 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's a 64 car there.
Yeah, it's my mom's Catalina 389 four barrel. That was a fast car.
Yeah. Didn't that chief, wasn't that kitted after Vico? Wasn't it kitted by Dumas?
Well, Dumas bought out Vigo.
Oh, I didn't know. I knew there was a Dumas chief, but I didn't realize they bought out the whole company.
Yeah,
there was a Vico chief too before
Yeah.
that.
that was a Vigo chief.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's what mine is. So mine's
I had a lot of-
classic eligible.
I had a bunch of Vigo Mustangs too.
Was the chief, the squaw, and the warrior all built, designed by the same guy?
My understanding
Wagner?
was
The Vico, the squaw,
I
they all
think
had the same.
Bob
Joe
Palmer
Wagner did.
designed quite a few of them in the early stages, but I don't know. And Joe Wagner and Bob Palmer, I think, were involved with most of those. We call them the Indian series, and
Yep.
the Thunderbird, the Smoothie, they were all.
Remember
The only
that
thing
one?
I remember, a lot of them, the Kitwood was very. What is that? Is that a Vico?
It's a Vigo Mustang.
Mustang.
That's a pretty airplane. What'd you power it with? Do you remember?
That was Fox 35, an anniversary, 25th anniversary Fox 35.
Oh,
So what was that, about 100 years ago?
That was about 100 years ago.
powered by steam.
1954.
Huh?
1954.
No, this was in this 61 or 62, something like 62.
Yeah, because I think the first year for Fox, wasn't it 49, 48 or
I
49?
don't remember.
Something like that.
40. It'd be 48.
Okay.
There's a few casted real early like that. The first
Yeah.
die 50, wasn't it?
The what?
First die-cast
The first
motor was 50.
I thought this
50,
first one
early
was,
50, I don't know, it was 50 or early 50s. I'm not. Oh, look at that's pretty.
That's the one I won.
Don't quote-
I won the very first old time stunt contest with that airplane. Very first
No,
one.
no kidding.
Yep.
And what'd you power that with?
That was Fox 35.
I'm amazed that, according to experts, you can't use a Fox 35 because the airplane will shake itself to bits
Yeah.
if you can
No.
get it started.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh,
Okay. I mean-
they vibrate so much the plane falls apart in midair after the third lap.
Yeah.
you put the heavy blade
Of
on
course,
the
it takes you all day to get it started.
When we discovered the OS Max 35, I mean, it was a huge step up in performance and smoothness and
It was, yeah.
longevity and everything else. But the Foxes had their place,
They do. If you get a good one, you've got a damn good engine. But
He,
I've got
he
a
won
couple
the,
lemons.
I cut him
he
up.
won the world.
What's that?
Geesky won the world with the Fox 35.
Yes, he did. 74.
well,
He's good.
the McCoy 35s were pretty strong stunt engines.
Yeah.
You knew how to fly them, how to run them.
Some guys can swing a toilet seat around their head and win.
Fly a 2x4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Rock
You know
on
who
a
was
string.
like that?
That's monoline control, rock on a string.
Guy from the West Coast. I met him at the VSC when I was judging. Amazing pilot. He used to actually put on demos for Cox or something like that.
That
was Bart Kaminsky.
That's it, Bart. Yeah.
He's on here once in a while.
Really? He was a natural, I heard.
Yeah.
I only saw him fly once when I was judging.
I'm wondering where Bart is with that Mustang I gave him. Is he going to get it finished or what? Bart, if you're watching, you better get that airplane done because I didn't want to give it to you.
This was another airplane I powered with a anniversary Fox.
Yeah.
Nobbler?
That's my only Nobler.
Is that a green box?
Well, it's a Simonized Nobler. Billy Simon said, buy the kit, take out the motor mounts, and the ribs, and throw everything else away. And that's what I did.
Okay. And you put wing mounted gear.
Mm-hmm.
I think that looks great.
That was a good airplane.
In fact, I don't know if you noticed in the photo, my chief has wing mounted gear. Somebody's going to complain.
Oh, well.
Nah, there was so many of them, different people modify
care.
stuff all over the place. Nobody cares about that.
Get over. That's right.
Hey, listen,
Joe, I think you got low
anybody complains about a classic airplane not being right to the plan. Back in those days, we never built anything right to the plan. We always modified stuff.
Yeah.
And it's about participation these days, not about fidelity. I mean, it's obvious you have a chief,
To me, like things, especially old time stunt, to me, that's the most fun event because, we had so many planes to choose from back then and they were all fun to build. They didn't all fly well, but anybody ever hear one called a Screwball Fury?
Yep.
No.
You have? I got one at home. And Ed Luck designed it. And in the article, he mentioned that if you want to fly, because it had a flat bottom airfoil, he says if you want to fly inverted, you just make it a symmetric airfoil.
Yeah. You had a Hank Bourgeois twin, didn't you? Bob?
Did I?
Yeah.
I had a twin, yeah.
It was a Hank Bourgeois twin?
Hank Bourgeois?
Yeah, it was a Bourgeois design.
Yeah.
It was the best flying old-time stunt plane I've ever flown.
I'd love to build one of those. Do you have plans for it?
Did I what?
You have plans?
You have plans for it?
No. I just built it from photographs and, estimated everything. And I had two old Fox 19s on it. And, but some weird stuff happened and I'll get into it someday, but some really weird stuff happened and it crashed, but it was the best flying old time I've ever had. And I've had a lot of old time planes.
I'm building nothing but twins now, so I'd love to have an old time stunt twin.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm gonna build another one, and when I do, I'm gonna, I'll draw up a set of plans and gladly send them to you if you want.
There's a program now. Dean Pappas was telling me about it, where you can take a picture of an airplane. If you know one dimension on the airplane, and the program will take that dimension and it will draw you a set of plans to the airplane.
No kidding. And who told you that?
Dean Pappas.
Is he still around?
Oh yeah, see him all the time.
Because I met him just when the pipes were coming into vogue. He was living in New Jersey at the time.
Well, yeah, it was Dean and Richie Tower and myself and Billy Werwich had developed the pipe thing.
Okay. You know who else made a real milestone in control line is Mike Palco.
Oh yeah,
the electrics.
Walt Brunel was first. Everybody gives Palco Brunel was first.
Yeah,
Walt Brunel, even Palco says that Walt Brunel was the first guy. But Mikey gets first billing for flying one at the Nationals, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it was the first electric that ever flew. And I forget what he called it.
The silencer.
Silencer.
Now, Palco flew that before Brunel flew his twin?
I think it was the same year. So maybe they both were flying together.
And Mike had a little sport plane he designed, also electric. He called it the Fuse Box.
Yeah.
He really turned out to be a top-notch flyer.
He's
really
good flyer.
He'll be up. Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Me?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, but
Soccertown, Pennsylvania.
Which is New Jersey.
Yeah. Where? What?
You get to throw a rock from his
What
house.
town?
And you think Easton, Allentown area?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you know where Quakertown is.
Oh yeah, we're there all the time.
Yeah, that's where I learned to fly, full scale.
I went down to your airport where you had your airplane. We went to your house for a party.
Oh no, that's right. That was a while ago.
It
That
was
was
million years ago.
I had only had that house for about 6 months.
The CRS kicking in or what?
Oh man, I'll tell you.
Hey Bob, have you seen any of the twins that I've been flying?
I saw one. I judged one at Huntersville, but you weren't flying it. It had retracts.
Yeah, that was the second wind.
That flew beautiful. I think he might have had the best flight, or at least one of his scores was.
That was a good airplane.
It flew absolute. I could not see one flaw.
What you got there, John?
Yeah, I couldn't. Hang on, what's happened? I messed around with the computer here, but I'm not getting a good signal, so I've just taken it off my phone.
Wow,
what do you think?
Is that?
What do you think that is?
Hang on, I got it on top of my head, but
Is it a Kawasaki or a
No.
Honda? I can't see it.
no.
It's not an American bike, I don't think.
The V twin.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. Go ahead and say it.
Suzuki VX800.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I didn't realize Suzuki made a 4-stroke twin.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a conventional.
That was a good bike.
What's the name of the motorcycle though? I'm trying to remember that.
They had those engines in the right up until recently. VX
Maxima.
The Boulevard. They had them in the Boulevard.
That's it, Suzuki Boulevard. That's it.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah, they were a torquey motor. You put it in fifth gear, and you could go from 5 mile an hour to climbing a lamppost. Yeah, it was good. That's the last bike I gave it away about 5 years ago, Sparky. I thought if I fall off this bike now, it's going to bloody hurt.
My last crash was in the alleyway of my buddy's. Here's a look at this, Bob. That's the passing gas there.
Passing gas.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that fly?
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
My last crash was in the alleyway of my buddy's house, and I was showing off doing burnouts. I did a big old burnout, came to the end of the alley, and I grabbed a handful of front brakes, and I hit the water that was in the curb, and the thing went bam, and it slid across the street, and I picked myself up off the ground. I was hurt, and I did about $3,000 worth of bodywork damage to my bike, and I said, "That's it. The ground is too hard."
If you want to go to multi-engines, try that one.
Scoot it over a little bit to you.
There you go. That's nice.
I lost it.
Hey Bob.
Yeah.
This is one of my latest twins.
Wow.
Nice.
That is
Bob, show them the drawings you got for the next
turning point. Look at that, is gorgeous. Is it a conventional? I mean, a tail dragger or a tricycle?
No, it's got trike gear. It's set up for retracts, but I didn't put the retracts in. I kind of got the retracts out of my system, so I didn't use retracts in that one.
I've only done that once on a plane, retracts. I made a semi-scale beach stagger wing, and
well, that would look great with the gear.
Kim Delaney did the control system for it, and I did the mechanics. But the whole thing, the mains retract, the tail wheel retracts, and wow, look at that, and the landing light retracts.
There's the other one.
He's moving the engines back closer to the leading edge now.
Yeah, the new ones have engines closer, motors. With the retract airplane, I flew it at the Nats in 2015. I'd only had one flight on it before I left for home. When I left the Nationals, it had 17 flights on it.
No kidding.
And people used to come up after I did a practice flight or a competition flight, and they say, "Oh man, I love it when the gear goes up." I said, "Yeah, well, I love it when the gear comes down."
That's really the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I guess. Was that the second wind you were flying at the Nats?
I flew the second wind 2 years ago. I flew the second wind I flew in 2015. The turning point I flew 2 years ago. And this past year, my last nationals, I'm retired from national competition. I decided to fly the Genesis and bookend my career because I flew a Genesis in '73 at my first Nats, and I flew a Genesis at my last Nats.
Well, didn't you get the Worlds with Genesis?
Yeah, in '78.
That's what I thought. Yeah. See, you've had that design for, and did you have a Super Tiger 46 on it?
Yeah, Richie Tower tuned Tiger 46 in the national airplane, the one I won the Nats with. In the world airplane, I had a FSR, a 40 OS Max 40 FSR with later on with the Vic Garner ring in it.
I'll be done. Did you experiment once upon a time, early pipe days with a OPS 40?
Yeah, we didn't experiment with them. We ran them for several years. Billy and I both ran them.
Yeah, I acquired a plane that has one. It's an old-time stunt plane. It's got I don't know anything. I never even had the cowling off. All I know is an OPS 40. It's on a plane called the Big Job.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't.
Good motor, really good motor.
Are they? I know they make some pretty intense speed engines and boat engines too. They got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Richie Tower discovered that engine for us, and we were actually, when we were doing these pipe experiments, I don't know if you know how that pipe thing came about. Dean Pappas, well, how do I explain this? In 1985, they had new rules for the radio control pattern. They went from being the ballistic pattern, where you make one maneuver per pass, to being what they call a turnaround or a resty pattern that you flew in a box, like full-scale aviation. You had to fly inside a box. So you had to go slower, but still have a lot of grunt. So Richie and Dean and I were hanging around together flying RC at the time. I was out of control line. I was flying RC pattern. And Richie said, I think we can make what they call a second reflected wave tuned pipe. And he started experimenting, and he put it in Dean's pattern airplane. And it demonstrated a profile just exactly like what we wanted in stunt, governing and boosting. So Dean said to me, he says, you suck at pattern, but you're still pretty good at stunts. So you just came out of retirement. And that's when we all went to, we went to the pipe. And then we invited Billy Wearwidge in to the group because he could fly all day long because he's a musician at the time. And he could fly all day and give us some feedback. So that's how that all came about. It was 4 people put that together. I was basically just the handle monkey. It was really Richie Tower that did
That's what I want.
Tower did all the work.
What happened?
I'm going to go to bed, y'all.
All right, Joe.
See you, Joe. Good luck.
Good to see y'all.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. Bye.
Take care.
Shouldn't say Tower did all the work. Dean did some of it too, but Richie was really he cracked the 2-stroke engine tuner's handbook and learned a lot about 2-stroke engines because he built circle track and race car engines, gas engine. And so he was pretty savvy. And he was the one that really put that all together. And my dad came up with the idea of using a sock that you put over a mandrel, like a Chinese handcuff. You put it over a mandrel and saturate it with epoxy and pull it like a Chinese handcuff. It would neck down over the mandrel. And that's how we made the pipes. Yeah.
I got that stuff in my
So it's a
trailer.
carbon fiber weave.
Yeah, it's a sock. They sell it. I got it in my trailer. I'll show it to you tomorrow.
Oh, Bob, I meant to tell you, I was going to tell you at Lebanon, but I forgot. I recently hooked up with Dave Gerke.
Yeah.
And he and I basically learned to fly together back in the 50s and when we both lived in Buffalo area.
Yeah.
And then I moved away and we left the country and all that, but he really continued and he's still got at least one of his original Novi airplanes. I think it's a Novi 3. And he's got another one. I think it's the 4.
He's got a Novi 1 under construction. I've talked to Dave.
Which one's
I've been talking to Dave for about a month now. We've been on the phone for several hours talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dave's getting ready to do something very significant for the stunt world. I can't talk about it right now, but he's getting ready to do something incredibly significant for the stunt world.
Dave is good. I was talking to him about a week ago because I'm not doing much flying this week, so I was thinking about taking a ride up there. It's about 4.5 hours. But his wife, he said, was really getting sick, so he may not be able to, entertain. But I'm going to
Sure.
probably call him tomorrow and see what, how it's going. Because
I didn't know Caroline was sick. He didn't mention that.
He said it was. How long ago was it that you spoke with him?
Last week.
Okay, so yeah, he was going to. As a matter of fact, he was getting ready to leave to take her to the doctors when I spoke to him. But
he's a good guy.
Oh yeah,
I'd like to talk to him. Some years back, I did the CAD plans for his All-American Eagle.
Oh yeah, what that
and I
nice?
built.
Delaney flew.
Yeah, and I'd like to submit it to Brodak for kitting, but I need to get his permission to do that.
Is
I'm sure
Brodak do any more kits?
I'll put you in touch with him, okay?
Okay.
Oh, you about done?
Oh, I'm done. Yeah, I got to go out to my car and get my stuff.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay. It's
And I'll
good
say
being
hello
here,
to Buzz
guys.
for you, okay?
Good luck to you guys. Have a great week.
Hey, Gary, close the meeting
Yes.
out for us, would you please?
Okay.
Make sure you end it for all, and it should shut off on YouTube.
All right, be good, guys.